Hey guys, it's that time again. It is now for November. The Humble Choice games are out. They came out yesterday on the 1st. I just pretty much got off of my night, so I didn't get onto it really early. But here we are, a day after, as always, bringing you the games that I like. So, as you can see here, we have got 8 games plus a special one coming up to their Humble collection soon, which if you do have the Humble app here, you can play. But let's start at the very beginning. Now, Hell Let Loose. Yeah? So Hell Let Loose is another basic World War II first-person shooter, right? It has 50 versus 50 multiplayer across huge maps. Choose one of 14 playable different roles that you can play as. Infantry, recon, and armor units, equipped with different weapons and vehicles, and, pretty much everything else that's based in World War II. Now, it has unprecedented realism, right? So placing you in a real scale iconic battlefields of World War II is at the heart of Hell Let Loose experience, which basically means that you're going to have lots of traps and other things that are just going to be like really, really realistic. As always, I am not a big multiplayer type of person. I don't play first person multiplayer at all. So I probably will not play this. But if this is something up your alley, you might really enjoy this. It's got a lot of positive reviews. It has really, really big maps, lots and lots of people. It's not just like a 5v5. It's pretty massive, pretty big war scale. I don't know what the outlook on having that many players in one server is, on if that happens quite often or not. But it does look fantastic. Yeah. Next up, we have Kingdoms of Amalur, the Re-Reckoning Fate Edition. This looks to be pretty much all of it. The game, the add-on, the soundtrack, and it's all like the revision stuff that came out after it kind of flopped the first time. The game's actually really, really good. If you've ever played it at all, this is probably the version you should play, the one that they've kind of upped the graphics and tried to release it and stuff. This game's got actually a lot of weird, if I had to say anything, history behind it. It was like funded by an actual like state or city or something like that, and then it didn't do everything it needed to do, and it's super really kind of awkward. But the game itself is actually a pretty beautiful living world, on par with games kind of like Fable and Skyrim in a way. If you haven't played this yet, it might be really interesting to do that. I have played it, just not this version of it. So, if you like R.A. Salvatore stories and stuff like that, this is actually really, really good. Next up, we have Shadow Tactics, Blade of the Shoguns. This is Aiko's choice, the expansion, it looks like. I already have this game. It is a ninja tactics game. I have played a little bit of it on the channel, about an hour or so when I got it several years ago. It's beautiful and wonderful, but, and hear me out, it's stealth based, and I am not the greatest of stealth people. I like to just be kind of like, oh, you're trying to sneak? No, I want to blow things up. Yeah, blowing things up is awesome. But, do not get me wrong, this game is beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done. You play as like up to 5 different ninjas at a time, and they all have their own specific things that make them unique. And you have to use them together to really facilitate your goal that comes from that. It's a very, very good game. If you like strategy type games, this is something that you probably need to look into, because it is absolute fantastic. Next up, we have RoboQuest. This looks like a first-person shooter, roguelite. It looks like it's multiplayer, too. RoboQuest is a fast-paced FPS with roguelike mechanics playable in single-player or two-player co-op. Shoot your way and run away, then randomly generated environments pick up upgrades along the way and blast the powerful big bad bosses you encounter. Upgrade your base camp and unlock persistent upgrades to customize your playstyle and dive further on each subsequent run. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. Again, I'm not a big first-person shooter fan, but it is not PvP. It is co-op, so it might be something I might look into. Looks interesting. I wonder what the customization stuff is all like. That's what I wonder. When it comes to roguelikes and things like that, I wonder what the like ending customization is. Like if you die or even if you win, what do you bring back? What can you add to your playthrough the next run through? Like Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb was really like a roguelike in a way, but you still had your own base. You lost things if you died, but you also brought back other things when you don't. So it's really, really interesting. But this might be something I just might take a look at. Next up, we have Eldest Souls. This looks to be a top-down Dark Souls type game, obviously. Huge bosses. Very, very difficult, as all Souls games are. But very interesting aesthetic. I like the sort of, I wouldn't call that pixel art, but the type of the art that's in this I really enjoyed. I wouldn't call it simplistic because come on, like that's not really that simplistic. But I don't know. I like the way it looks. Okay, I do. But yeah, I guess it is pixel art because it's pixel perfection. Bask in the pixel perfection of the consecrated citadel, dripping in gorgeous 16-bit attention to detail. But don't gaze too long. This monument of human triumph has been long forgotten, and something dark has taken root deep within. So, there is that. And that's really kind of interesting. All right. Next up, we have Unmetal. Unmetal looks to be your basic side-scroller, but it's not. It is. Wow. Okay, I was misled by first thoughts. This is Metal Gear Solid. Like, Walmart brand Metal Gear Solid. I mean, yeah, it got a lot of positive reviews. But, okay, so you play as Jesse Fox, who finds himself imprisoned in a covert military base where he was arrested for a crime he didn't commit. Jesse must now escape using his dry wits, quick words, improvised skills, arsenal of warfare, and violent explosive, MacGyvered gadgets, and a elaborate explanation of how it all went down. If that all fails, he'll use his fists. Yeah, it's kind of like a Sam's version, Walmart version of Metal Gear Solid, but I guess kind of funny in a way. So, uncover a clandestine plot as you escape from an enemy base where you're imprisoned for a crime you didn't commit. Modern gameplay mechanics that pay homage to a solid classic, obviously. Gain experience and skills by utilizing stealth to take down your enemies. Deceive, adapt, or do whatever necessary to escape, even if you have to impersonate a cat. Enjoy the thrill of interrogation as you elaborate specifics of your great escape to a lieutenant who seeks to scrutinize Jesse's every word in an intricate report. Decipher a plethora of satirical culture, gaming, and movie references. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll fall in love with them. Collect an arsenal of classic gear, things that go pew-pew, maybe a thing or two that goes boom, and some things that go boing, and definitely a thing that goes scratch. Does this smell like chloroform to you? Yeah, so it's kind of a comedy base, but that seems really fun. I kind of like that. And you get a lot of, like, inventory space. It's pretty nice. All right, next up we have Raji, an ancient epic, the enhanced edition. So this is your basic exploration game, it looks like. Side-scrolling. Action-adventure, even. Okay. Got some really good reviews on here for an 86%. 1,000 years have passed since the last great war between the demons and the gods, lulled into a false sense of security and haven't forgotten the ways of alchemy. Humans find themselves at the mercy of the invading demons who wage a new war to repay their post-past humiliation. Cities fall, fortresses are in ruins, and young children are abducted from their homes. In this chaos, a young girl named Raji is chosen by the gods to be the sole defender of the human race. I can see it. These pictures are really kind of interesting. I like the graphics too. Huh. Next up, we have Morbid, the Seven Acolytes. Okay, this looks like a dungeon crawler almost. Like a Diablo clone. You are the last surviving striver of Dibram. Your duty, for which you have trained your whole life, is to defeat the Seven Acolytes, accursed and powerful beings, possessed by malevolent deities called Gahars. Alright. Okay. I like that. That's very interesting artwork. Very dark and gothic. Yeah. Okay. Experience epic bosses and a multitude of bloodthirsty encounters as you build your character. Challenging foes, mini-bosses, and memorable large-scale boss fights with fully orchestrated music are central to the world of Morbid. To overcome these obstacles, you must master the combat, as well as improve your character and gear through a wealth of elements such as quests, perks, runes, upgrades, and looting. So yeah, it's kind of like a Diablo clone, like a very kind of low-res Diablo clone it looks like, but really interesting. Experience epic, brutal boss encounters and explore a diverse array of environments. Perk leveling system with multiple ways to build your character. Deep immersive lore with NPCs to meet throughout the world. Over 25 unique melee weapons, such as swords, axes, maces, spears, two-handers, as well as several guns. Ranges from pistols, shotguns, and rifles. Alright, so that seems really interesting. Oh, you have a health, stamina, and sanity meter that you have to deal with, because, I mean, these guys are monsters. And those are your 8 games for November, it looks like. So Ghost Song looks to be the game that's going to be coming out when you get this. Now, we already had Signalis, which is actually really, really good. I don't have much really to go on for Ghost Song yet. But again, all right, let's see what it says here. Coming November 3rd, which, hey, guess what? It's tomorrow. On the desolate moon of Lorien, a long dormant dead suit awakens from slumber. Journey beneath the surface on an atmospheric 2D adventure of self-discovery, ancient mysteries, and cosmic terror. Explore winding caverns and acquire new abilities to unearth this alien world's long-buried secrets. So you are the suit. I guess you're a mech of some sort. I don't know what the gameplay is yet, but you can just come here to Humble Bundle and download the app. It's pretty intuitive. If you haven't done that already, let me just bring it up real quick. This is the beta form. You know, you've got your library, which has all the games that you've got from Humble Bundle over the years. This is a lot of their games too that are on their things that you can play. Some of these are really good. So, it allows you to browse. It has its own home where it talks to you about the games for the choice, the games that you can play on the Humble Games collection, and things like that. Really, really good little app that will hopefully come a long way. But there you go, guys. Those are your games for this Humble Choice. You know what we did not talk about? The charity. Charity Water is a non-profit organization bringing clean and safe water to people around the world. Obviously, that's good. And remember, guys, I am not affiliated with these people at all. flat. They don't know me, they don't care about me. I just think that this website is very handy and a good place to get games as well as donate stuff to charity. So if you're out there looking for new games and some things sound interesting, this is a great place to go to. Let me know in the comments what you guys are wanting to play this month and what you'd like to see me play. So then, until the next time, be kind to each other.